Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer. Today I wanted to show you what I was making because it's Monday and Monday I show my makes. So it's Monday makes. I also do have one little piece of Happy Meal I wanted to show you. We'll show that at the end. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot. It is a busy time of the year, you know this. Thanksgiving has just passed. I'm actually recording this on Black Friday, so the videos you saw on Friday and Saturday I pre-recorded before the holiday, so this is the first video I've actually made after Thanksgiving. My hands are cold. I'm a little bit chilly. It's a little bit cold outside. Our Thanksgiving was fantastic. It is our first Thanksgiving fully gluten-free. And the reason that is a big deal is because a lot of the recipes that I cook are recipes that have been passed down from my mom. And they are gluten-filled recipes. And this past, and actually it has been exactly one full year that I have been gluten-free as of a couple days ago. But our last Thanksgiving was glutinous because I had family here and I didn't know anything else. I was very at the beginning of maybe I need to be gluten-free. Maybe this is what's causing so many of my issues. And so this year I had a lot of stress and anxiety over whether I was able to make a Thanksgiving that was good, that was somewhat like the traditional Thanksgiving meal we have been so used to, and gluten-free. And so I started doing some testing with some different products, and usually when I make Thanksgiving dinner, it is 100% from scratch. My mom's dressing recipe, or stuffing as some people call it, is made with crackers. So I started buying crackers that were gluten-free, and most of them dissolved in water. So cracker dressing was absolutely out of the question because it would be paste with other ingredients inside. So that was a little disheartening, and I was afraid because my favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving is dressing. It is, I could give up everything else, but the dressing is my favorite thing. And it is a recipe that has been passed down from my mom and from my grandmother. And I don't know if the recipe goes further than that back, but I know that it's a family recipe, and I am one of the very few people that could make it exactly the way my grandmother made it. And so because of that, it's a very emotional thing to have to cook gluten-free and change everything. So I did have to buy boxed stuffing mix. However, I prepared it exactly like my mother would have prepared her cracker dressing. Instead of crackers, I used the breadcrumbs from the stuffing mix. And it was delicious. It was so good. It was not my mother's dressing, but it was very close. And I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And I made such a large batch of it that I have another whole meal's worth in the freezer. We cooked way too much food, as we always do, but we were expecting another person at the dinner table who opted last minute to not come. But it was a delicious meal. The gravy, one of my mom's secret ingredients to a gravy is a soup base. She uses the packet from inside the Mrs. Grass soup, which if you don't know what Mrs. Grass soup is, it was a very regional soup. It had little tiny stick noodles in it and a packet of chicken base, and it used 2 years ago have an egg in there that was actually just chicken fat, and they took that out some time ago. My mom would use the packet of Mrs. Grass soup chicken base as the flavoring for the gravy, and her gravy was beyond. It was so delicious. And I've hunted for Mrs. Grass soup because it is not regional to Virginia, but it is very regional to Michigan. I remember I had an Aunt Pat. She lived in Michigan when I was very, very little, and her family moved away. My Aunt Pat was not my blood aunt. She was married to my dad's brother. So they moved to Texas, and when she came back sometime later, she had missed Mrs. Grass soup so much. And she was like, I can't find this in Texas at all. And so it was a big thing. But Mrs. Grass soup's ingredients list wheat, and I don't know if the wheat is just in the noodles or in the chicken base. And so to be careful, I did not use any chicken base. And most bouillon has gluten or wheat in it, so I couldn't use that. And so I just made gravy from the flavorings that came off of the turkey and some seasonings. And I thickened it with cornstarch, and it was so good. I think it was better than my mom's gravy. It was so good. Mr. Cinnamon took care of the turkey. He always cooks the turkey, cooks it very good, and it's always moist and delicious and flavorful. So it was a really good meal. I even found gluten-free biscuits to replace the traditional dinner rolls for Thanksgiving. It was a really good meal. And I sat and I pondered while we were eating Thanksgiving, and I was like, I wonder if growing up, if my mom knew that I had a wheat and gluten allergy, I wonder if she would have cooked 2 meals, cooked a separate meal for me, or if she would have just had the whole family adapt and eat gluten-free the way we did this year. And I really think she would have cooked me special, extra, different things. And I am just grateful that I'm a good enough cook to make a delicious meal that was completely gluten-free and safe for me and Juju, because she does have a gluten issue that we just discovered a couple months ago. I'm very grateful that Mr. Cinnamon and Lucas did not seem to notice a difference between the gluten-free meal that we prepared or meals in the past, because they ate and they enjoyed it. And so I was really grateful to that. And I was just thinking, I was wondering back, I was like, what would my mom have done if we knew that I had a gluten allergy back then? And I don't think she would have made anybody else sacrifice or change the way they ate, but my family so openly and easily was like, yeah, we'll eat gluten-free, like no big deal. And Mr. Cinnamon fully supported that, because he knows how hard it is to make me watch or to make me prepare foods that I can't eat. So I'm very grateful for that. Very, very grateful for that. So let's get on to what I've been making now that I talked to you about my Thanksgiving. It was a good Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful for it. Also, you guys, I want to share this, okay? Thanksgiving Day, I released a video, what I'm thankful for. And I talked about what I was thankful for, and there's a hidden giveaway in that video. And in the video, I asked you as the giveaway thing, I would like to hear what you were thankful for. Your guys' replies have just blown me away. I am just enjoying so much reading your responses and what you're thankful for. It really deeply touches me in a way that I cannot possibly understand or explain to you guys. We all are on different journeys. We're all on different paths. We all have vastly different experiences in life. And the things that you are grateful for all kind of interconnect with each other. And I don't realize that. I didn't realize that. There's so many stories in the comments that just intersect and cross with each other. There's so many similarities in stories. And I've really been blessed with you guys sharing me your stories. I just wanted to take a minute and really thank you for that, because it really does mean a lot to me that you open up to me. It means there's a certain level of trust here between us, that this is more than just me talking to my camera. So with that being said, thank you. Thank you for sharing with me. I also got a couple of emails. I got actually more than a couple. I got a few emails sharing me what you were thankful for as well. So now I brought baby Annie in. Annie's hair is a mess under this bonnet, because she has had her hair messed with so many times, so many different hats on. This cute little crochet sweater outfit. She smells so good. Oh, she smells like a real baby. She smells like Pampers and baby powder. I made this sweater, and I initially made it with the idea that I was going to make this for my new baby niece that's coming in January. And I got started on it, and I was not happy with the way it was turning out. This is ice yarn, not ice. This is Ice Cream by Lion Brand. And I don't remember the colorway. Pull up your drawers, girl. I know, your clothes are too big for you. It is Ice Cream by Lion Brand. The bonnet is absolutely adorable. I love the bonnet. The sweater, I was not happy with. Now, I'm working without a pattern. I just kind of started going and trying to, I had an idea in my mind of what I wanted, and this did not turn out like I wanted. So this is not going to my baby niece. This is going to be on Annie. The reason I don't like it is, first of all, it's too narrow in the waist area, and that's my fault. Because I was, like I said, I was designing for my head. But also the way the Lion Brand yarn striped, it looks like it's two different colorways. This was worked in the round. This is just a raglan sweater. This was worked in the round, but the stripes were not long enough to reach to the other side, so it was pooling like this. Kind of weird. So it looks like this is two different. I just did not like that the stripes were not lining up. It was driving me crazy. So I'm like, I'm just going to finish, and the sleeves don't match. I'm like, I'm just going to finish the sweater. I'm going to try to use up as much yarn as I can and make a matching baby bonnet. The sweater is cute, but it's not what I wanted, and it's not going to fit a real baby because she's really on the skinny small side, and it fits up here, but this part doesn't really close, and that's not what I wanted at all. So, made that. Didn't put buttons on it because it's just for the baby doll. I added some little detail stitches, like there's a star stitch here, and then around the collar here is a front post, back post, that little detail here. It's not at the collar, but it's below the collar. And then I gave her a little ribbing around her wrist. So I made that. And then I was like, okay, well that new yarn came from Premier Yarns. And what is it called? The Batik. I will post the link to the video where I unboxed it and did a little sample for you guys. That yarn is so nice. Okay. It blows Lion Brand out of the water by a long shot. This yarn is so nice. I'm going to show you the sweater first. I'm going to show it to you off of the baby because I don't feel like getting her dressed again, because I already redressed her like several times today because I called baby Paprika, my little sister, and I showed her this cute little sweater outfit because I'm so proud of it. All right, let me get it all fixed up perfect. And again, this is not a pattern. This is from my head, my design. I asked her if she wanted a button. She's all, yes, but no little tiny buttons. And I was like, well, it needs a little tiny button because there's like little holes there, because I would have to use the ribbing as a hole for the button. And she's all, well, then maybe some ties. And I'm like, I am not putting ties. I don't like the way ties look. There's nothing wrong with ties. Don't get me wrong. I personally don't like the way they look on baby sweaters. And all I can imagine is the baby like pulling on it and sucking on it, because that's what babies do. Like, no. So I was like, we're just going to leave it open because it is more than big enough that it can cross over her little front if she's cold. And it's really just like a little jacket. So this is the Premier, what is the name of this yarn? But Everyday Batik. I need to look it up because quite honestly, it's going to drive me nuts that I don't have it ready to go. Oh my, look at that. DK Colors Batik. My phone was already on the page. This is fantastic. Premier Anti-Pilling DK Colors Batik, and this was in the colorway Unicorn, which Danielle and Juju say looks like cotton candy. So we're going to call this cotton candy sweater. This yarn is so soft. Now again, it's raglan style. And I put front post, back post around here as a design. And then I did another row down here as a design. And then, of course, I did front post, back post around the sleeves to give it a little ribbing. This little sweater is adorable. This is the back. And as you can see, the striping kind of lines up on this. Do you see that? So both sides of the sweater look like it's the same yarn, with the exception of the ribbing. This is like a very light pink. This is like a cream color. But I'm like, so what? And then I did color pooling to make sure that the sleeves kind of matched. So, I mean, they're not perfect, but come on, that's really cute, is it not? And this yarn, I'm going to give you a close-up, is just so pretty and so soft and squishy and just beautiful. What? I got a little snag there. Oh, I know what that is. That's a little mess up. There's a little knot in the yarn. I'm going to have to weave that back in a little better. Yeah, the knot is trying to come out. That's all right. We'll fix that. No big deal. See, fixed it. So, cute little crochet sweater. And then I was asking Juju, I was like, what do you think? Should I crochet a baby bonnet like I did with the set that's on Annie? And she's all, I think you should knit a hat. And we both agree. My knit hats come out way better than my crochet hats. But I also personally love the way a knit hat looks better than a crochet hat. Don't get me wrong. There are beautiful crochet patterns out there for hats. There's beautiful, I mean, just everything. But knit hats are so cute too. And they're super stretchy, which I really like. Because no two babies are going to have the same head. You know? So I wanted to make sure that it fits and it's not stuck. Because, I mean, this stretches a lot. And so we got the little hat to match the little sweater. And this is what it looks like knit up. Little tiny baby knit hat. And I did, because I did front post, back post on here, I just did a 1x1 rib on this. So, there's the baby outfit for little baby Adeline. Now, I may or may not make booties or socks to go with this. I have not decided yet. I do have this much yarn left over from the cake. So that one cake was enough to make a sweater and a knit hat. And this is more than enough. If you wanted to make a crochet hat, you could. But that's also probably enough to make a pair of socks if I knit them. I don't know about crochet. But I told my sister, I said, this pregnancy for her has been different for me because when she was pregnant with Adora, her first baby, I just kept trying to think of how vulnerable I felt when I was pregnant with Lucas. My mom had been gone. He was the first grandbaby since my mom had died. And she had died like well before he was born, but it's still like I missed her. She was an important part of my pregnancy with Juju and both my miscarriages. And I just felt really vulnerable when I was pregnant with him. And my older sister, believe it or not, stepped up in a big way for me when I was pregnant with little man, because she was living here at the time. And I wanted to be that for my little sister. I wanted to be that for Danielle with Adora. And I was as much as I could. And then when my dad died, like it was very hard because she was 9 months pregnant. And Adora was about to come out and my dad just died, you know. But with this pregnancy, I don't know. I have felt very disconnected. And I don't know why. And even Juju has said like she has felt disconnected from this pregnancy too. And making this sweater was the first time in the past, 6 or 7 months that I felt like, oh, this is real. Like, you know, I kind of been just going along with it. But like this was the first thing that was like, oh, there's going to be a baby in this sweater. And it was very profound feeling. But there's so much love, like so much love into this little baby. It's not a blanket. This little baby sweater. So, and I don't know. I didn't even look to see if this would go with the baby dress that I knit. But she got 2 outfits, you know. And plus, my sister knows how to crochet now, which is awesome. Because she didn't know how to crochet when she was pregnant with Adora. This is a new talent for her. But yeah, I really enjoyed making that. And now I'm kind of like, I've been having a hard time, honestly, with knitting and crocheting just because of life, honestly. I've been stressed out. And there's been so much on my mind. It's not like it was before where I was like overwhelmed. This is just like everything else was just, I'm thinking about everything else. And I've had such a hard time crocheting, especially. Knitting I can do because the things I'm knitting are kind of mindless. Like I can make a hat, no problem. Hats are easy to me. The baby blanket I'm working on is completely mindless. I don't even have to think. I just have to knit because it's just garter stitch. But crocheting is something I think because I design most of my crochet things. Like I don't go off patterns with crochet. And so I have to think, and I have not had the brain space to do that. So crocheting has become very hard to me. So being able to make those 3 items in crochet was a big relief. I feel like, okay, I did something. And I'm also making myself a top, which I am so excited about. It's not going to be a pattern because I have no idea what I'm doing. It's going to be a long sleeve sweater out of granny squares. And right now I'm just piecing together granny squares that I already made, which I'm hand sewing them. It's taking forever. I could have crocheted them together. It would have been done by now. But like I wanted it to look a certain way. So I will show you guys that when it's done. But right now I just have part of this sleeve and part of the neckline. And I'm starting this side of the top of the shirt. So I'm making it this way first. And then I'm going to work downward after I make the sleeves and stuff. So I'm doing the sleeve part first. Because if the sleeve part don't work out, I'm not finishing the shirt. But I'm making it out of all the granny squares that I was making when I lost my Crojo a couple months ago, where I just could not. And so I made a bunch of granny squares because it's all I could muster up, you know. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna tell you though, I am even more in love with this yarn, and I'm so glad I have a couple more cakes up there. I think I have 3 more cakes of this everyday anti-pilling batik. Oh, it's so nice. It's like, it's not slippery on your hook and needles. It's not. But it almost has like that really slick, smooth texture to the even worked up knit and crochet. Both feels the same. And it's got a beautiful squish factor. And when I started, because I was doing this raglan style, I started it off and it didn't have sleeves that look like this. And I showed Mr. Cinnamon, I was like, sleeves or no sleeves? He's all, that's really cute with no sleeves. And I was like, yeah, but she's going to be born in Michigan in the wintertime. He's all, add sleeves. Which is why we also went with the knit hat, because it's more of a solid fabric. Less wind or air is going to get through that. But yeah, if you guys can get yourself some of this yarn, it is beautiful to work with. Beautiful. Okay, now, wow, we've been talking for 20 some minutes already. I got this in the mail today. I tucked the card inside. I got this in the mail today. I will show you what that says in a minute. Let me get the card out. Cardinals. And I guarantee she knows why I like cardinals. This is from Betty. Betty or Betty Lou. She comments on my videos quite frequently. She said that I'm her favorite yarn host, which I totally appreciate. She went into her local store and this had my name written all over it. Now let me show you the box. It is National Park Tea gift box set. It is so cool. Now I'm going to say this. I am not supposed to have caffeine. My heart does not like it. However, I'm going to drink all these teas. I'm just going to do it in very moderation. Because I can have like a cup of caffeinated beverages a day and I'm okay. If I do more than that, my heart does not like it, is not happy. And these are all like black tea combinations. But I don't care because I'm so excited about these teas. Now, there is a phone number and there is a website. And I will link both of those below. It is Simpson's Veil Incorporated. I am so excited about this. And she's right. Betty Lou is right. This has my name written all over it. Oh, I should have showed you this first. Because honestly, I was opening this in the car. And the whole time I was like, oh. I was so excited. So when you take the box lid off, there is a buffalo sticker inside, right? Because we know buffalo, okay? We know I love buffalo. It's got beautifully wrapped tissue paper and bags of tea. And I'm going to show you each one of these teas because I was so excited. And because there are several in here of national parks that I've actually been to, like so excited. Okay, the first one is Grand Canyon. Okay. And the Grand Canyon, oh, they donate 10% of all tea sales to the national parks. That's fantastic. The flavors for the Grand Canyon, and this was so perfect to me that they picked this. Black teas, prickly pear flavored, eleuthero root, pau de arco, and red cornflower petals. Okay, the red cornflower and the prickly pear just like screams Grand Canyon to me. So I think maybe over the next couple of weeks, we'll do a Tea Tuesday. And when I do my Tuesday videos, if I can remember, I'm going to do a taste testing for each one of these teas. Because I'm so excited. And then this one is Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And Great Smoky Mountain National Park is black teas, Lapsang Souchong tea, blackberries, blackberry leaf. I love blackberries. Marigold petals and blackberry flavor. Now that is fitting, but blackberry also would have been fitting for Shenandoah, which is also in there, because there are wild blackberries that grow in the Shenandoah National Mountain Range and Smoky Mountain National Park. And the black bears love blackberries. So, and there's a little store in Shenandoah National Park which actually sells in the summertime blackberry ice cream made from their local blackberries that grow wild in the mountains. And they have, I forget what else, but they sell like blackberry flavored stuff in their little shop. So, Great Smoky Mountains. Love that. Then Acadia National Park, which is in Maine, which is on my bucket list. I have not been there yet. It is green tea, currants, blueberry flavor, oat straw, and blue cornflower petals. And the reason this is perfect for that is because everybody has heard of Maine wild blueberries. And the reason I want to go to Maine, one of the main reasons I want to go to Maine, is I want to go around my birthday, August, because that is when the wild blueberries are like abundant. Like I said, I've done research on all these places. Like, I have my whole life travel plans just ahead of me. So I'm very excited about that. And then we have Yellowstone. And Yellowstone tea has black teas, prickly pear flavored, safflower, blue cornflower petals, strawberry pieces, oat straw, and natural bergamot flavor. So, I don't know what flavor I personally would associate with Yellowstone, but when I taste it, I'll let you know if that makes me think of Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a very unique park in the landscapes and the formations and stuff, and it is filled with weird smells because of all of the vents and stuff smell very sulfurous. So like all of the what are they called? Geysers. Everything's coming from the center of the earth, like deep down in the earth. It smells very sulfurous and very stinky at Yellowstone. And so, like, it is a very fragrant park, but also, like, there's parts where it smells very fresh and, like, the air is just so clean in Yellowstone. So, I don't know. I don't know what flavors I would associate with that. And then we have the Shenandoah, which is here in Virginia. And this is green tea, lemon peel, ginger pieces, natural lemon flavors, and butterfly pea flowers. I love butterfly pea flowers. And butterfly pea flowers make your tea blue. And if you add citrus to it, it will turn it pink. So a lot of people don't know that. Then Rocky Mountain National Park, which I have never been there. Black tea, raspberry leaf. I love raspberry. Raspberry flavor, sage leaf, and raspberry pieces. And I love sage. I actually grow my own sage in the backyard. I have a sage bush. And I dried a bunch of it. I have a big mason jar full of dried sage. And that is what I use to flavor my chickens, my poultry, my homemade dressing. I love sage. Sage is delicious. It's to some people it tastes like soap, but I really like it. Glacier National Park. I've never been there either. Black tea, organic juniper berries, birch bark, huckleberry flavor, uva ursi, which is bearberry, and white cornflowers. I love the taste and the smell of juniper. Oh, I cannot wait to taste that. These are so unique teas. They sound so good. Joshua Tree National Park. I have seen Joshua trees in the wild. These are Joshua trees. I have never been to Joshua Tree National Park though, but I have seen lots of Joshua trees in the wild because there's a lot of them along the I-40 and the I-10 going from like Nevada into California. And this is organic green rooibos, hibiscus flower, agave flavoring, and yucca root. That definitely, because yucca grows wild like all along there too, so that perfect representation of that. Yosemite, black tea, pineapple flavor, spearmint, and marigold. That sounds interesting. And then Zion National Park. Rooibos, elderberry flavor, sage, lavender, and horsetail. Sounds absolutely delicious. This one, oh, this one says caffeine free on it. That one, I think this is the only one that says caffeine free on it, but that's all right. I'm gonna drink all these. I'm gonna drink all of them, and I'm just gonna deal with the consequences. I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take it 1 cup at a time. So thank you so much, Betty Lou. Oh my goodness, like, definitely, this screams me all day long. You are so right. This is me. This is Cinnamon Stitches all day long, and I'm so excited. This is like the best Christmas present I've ever got. Well, it's one of the best Christmas presents I've ever got because it's really thoughtful and personal. And I cannot stack these. I'm trying to grab them all so I can stack them, and they're slipping. I did it! I did it. So, thank you. Thank you so much, Betty Lou. I am so excited about that. I'm going to put the card back in there for now. What a beautiful little gift box. 3 Quarry Road, Brookfield, Connecticut. The address seems really familiar to me. A special selection of S&V, Simpson and Vale National Park teas. Amazing gift. Alright guys, that is it for today's episode, and I don't know what is planned for the rest of the week. I am going to try to get up as much content as I can. There are probably going to be missing videos over the next 2 weeks just because we are getting ready to go out of town very soon and we will not be home, but I will have content after that. But if you are missing me, I would really appreciate if you watched old videos because that does help. It helps support the channel because I still get like ad revenue if you watch older videos. And so, you know, just pick an old video if I'm missing a day, or rewatch a video that's your favorite. I would really appreciate it. If not, I will see you soon. But I do not have any idea what's going to happen over the next couple weeks because it's going to be really busy. But I appreciate you sticking with me and staying along with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.